man, I can't lift the shit. You're lifting Toyotas and shit.
You gotta come with that stuff. That'll help you lose weight quick, man. You'll lose it quick.
Right, so I'm trying. I got a bicycle. It probably needs a new seat. It hadn't been used in a while. It's gonna need a big seat now because my ass has gotten fat. But so get a really padded seat, and then yeah, I think it still works. But I'm just trying to do a little bit of cardio and just try to lose some weight a little bit.
Good day, YouTube. How are you guys?
We're live now. Oh yeah, we're live. My bad.
We're live now.
Okay.
I'm just quickly sending off the invite because we did break. We had a problem. We had some technical difficulties. They've been taken care of. We think. We'll find out shortly if they have actually been taken care of or not. Great thing about the cell phone is I can do the things that I'm doing right now on the cell phone. Yeah.
Sure, yes, sir.
Yeah. Alrighty, so
I'm not getting your notifications. I don't know why that is.
You just don't like me. It's okay. So we have the artist formerly known as Berserker from way out in Alberta. We have Drunken One from Texas. There will be other people that will come in here and there tonight. What are you guys drinking? We're going to start with myself just because I have the bottle in my hand, but I'm drinking what is a Sugar Shack Ale from Barley Days. So it's made with local maple syrup in Picton. Only problem there is it's not Lanark County maple syrup, which is the best fucking maple syrup in Ontario. Yes, my granddaddy makes the best maple syrup in Ontario. That's why he got type 2 diabetes, because all he did was eat his fucking syrup. Anyway, Drunken One, what are you drinking?
I am drinking my good old faithful dry stout that I brewed up probably about a month ago. It's a little 4.2 or 3 or whatever it is. I forget exactly. It's just sipping out of the keg. Some old stuff.
Nice. How about yourself?
I got Farmer's Daughter.
Nice.
It's the old can.
From Half Hitch out of Cochrane, Alberta.
Oh, it's a different fucking brewery. It looks like the same can. It looks like the same can that they had here in Ontario.
It might be the same company. Just
no, we had Whitewater Brewing.
Yeah, it's called Half Hitch. Established in 2013. We had one of these earlier this week.
What's up to you there, Cannibal Wine Tasting? What's up to you, sir?
Cannibal Wine Tasting.
Now, to anyone that's new to the chat, it does say we have 3 viewers. Anyone that wants to talk with us, go ahead and post a comment, a question, a concern, anything like that over there. One of us will get to it. Usually it's me, and I'm blind, so you have to look at this while I'm reading it. I do apologize. It's just the way it goes. It's just the way it goes.
You still haven't shaved your head.
Oh no! You asked me what I did today. Today was a busy day. I was up on my roof. I was changing some shingles, and I was changing some tiles in the house. I repainted my mailbox. Took the dogs out. Did some training with the new dog. She's scared shitless of Helga right now because Helga beat the fuck out of her yesterday. She deserved it. She did deserve it, but Helga did draw blood, so I felt a little bad. But well, she's Great Pyrenees, right? So even though she's tiny right now compared to the other 2, she thinks she's the boss. So she just keeps walking up and biting them, and they're good dogs, right? And they're like, no, get away. And they just growl at her, and she keeps biting them. So she walked up and she bit Helga hard last night, and Helga just freaked on her and beat the crap out of her.
Wow.
And then she was doing the yelping, like the nonstop yelping. She was hiding. Right. I'm like, oh my god, did she actually kill her? And yeah, it wasn't that bad, but she was scared shitless. She peed all over herself. It was good. It was good. You know what? She hasn't tried to start a fight with Helga again since then.
There you go. Nice.
Hey, Boris. Now she still tries to pick a fight with this one because this one won't do anything.
Nice.
We're gonna have Ashley here if his wife lets him. If his wife lets him come. He's on his way home right now. So yeah, that's where we're at. We don't have much Canadian beer news to talk about because we did that on Saturday, and there's not much new out there. There is some news articles that have come up over the last few days. Oh, hush up, you whiny little baby. Helga's showing. Helga's starting to show now, so we are down to 2 to 3 weeks left.
Oh, nice. Won't be long. You're gonna have a whole house full of them, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
That's cool. Ooh, I need to get my drink on.
Yes, you get your drink on. What are you doing back there? What are you doing? Hey?
Being a camera hog.
That's what he does. One thing was there was a baseball fan. There was a baseball fan that caught a foul ball in his beer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. This happened yesterday at a San Diego Padres game.
Was it yesterday? Maybe I drank more than I thought I did yesterday. I seen some video of it. Maybe it was yesterday I seen that. I thought it was earlier.
It might have been a day or two before that. It was posted yesterday on CNN.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, there's some chick had her cup out, and I was thinking that's a pretty big glass to catch a baseball, but baseball isn't that big.
It's a pretty big catch, you know. It's a pretty good catch right there.
I want to do it.
I would show the video, but you know what happens right now until I get my new headset back, thanks to the puppy. Until I get the new headset back, I can't turn off my camera. Oh, that's something else that happened. I did end up getting. I had a whole whackload of GameCubes to repair today. So I got 3 of the 5 working again.
All right. A whackload, huh?
A whackload. Yeah.
That must be a Canadian thing. I never heard of that.
I thought that was more a Texas thing, sir.
Right? Here to be like a whole shitload,
or did you know there are 7 beers from Alabama that you need to have in your life? I didn't know there were 7 beers in Alabama to begin with. So 7. This is from Paste. 7 Alabama beers you didn't know you needed in your life. Yes, Boris. Yes. Number 1, Band of Brothers Brewing Company's Monk on the Radio.
Okay.
So this is from Tuscaloosa. This boozy Belgian pale ale is 8.2% alcohol, and Good People's Muchacho, which is 4.8% alcohol in Birmingham. I like the name of that one. You know.
Yeah, that sounds fun. Yeah.
Blue Pants Slip Nose Strawberry Saison in Huntsville at 6.5% alcohol. Druid City Brewing's Lamplighter IPA. I don't think I've had anything from Alabama. I think it's the one state I haven't had anything from. I've had stuff from Yukon, sort of from Alaska and shit, but not from Alabama. Dothan, Alabama's Folklore Grateful Red. That sounds like it's a Grateful Dead spinoff.
Right.
What do we have? Trim Tab Paradise is now Raspberry Berliner Weiss in Birmingham. It's 5.2% alcohol Berliner Weiss, though, so it's a little high. And the last one, according to them, that you need to have in your life is from Fairhope, Alabama. It's 5% alcohol. It's Fairhope Brewing's Judge Roy Bean. Yeah, I don't know. There's not.
I should make like a Monica Lewinsky beer.
You would do that, wouldn't you?
Well, if I was from Arkansas, it would have good head.
Right? Get them top.
Like I said, there's not much going on right now. We're gonna have to talk to ourselves and talk to our viewers shortly. What do we have? We have 2 more news stories, and that's it. 3 more news stories, and that's it. And they're all stupid news stories. Like I had to pick anything that was out there. Nothing happened in the last 2 days. Man shares a photo of a craft beer bar selling Tennant's Lager. Well, my last 2 news stories are basically all about Alberta, their artist.
Oh, okay.
And about a appeal loss that just happened today.
Appeal?
Yes. It may be Scotland's most popular drink, but you'd be hard pressed to find anyone that describes it as craft. So basically there was a who even gives a shit, right? Like this is the type of stuff that makes beer news right now. A craft bar was selling Tennants. Oh my god. You know what? I know craft breweries that sell Coors Light, and they sell Coors Light for people that come in that don't drink craft beer. Big Rig, for instance. Big Rig is a 2-location craft brewery in Ottawa. Chris Big Rig Phillips of the Ottawa Senators owns it. They actually sell Coors Light there, and their greatest achievement is going and saying, look at how much more of our beer we've sold than the Coors Light that's here.
Lanny McDonald owns a brewery in Montana.
Do they?
Yeah, Lanny I could I'm pretty sure. I guess you can kind of quote me on this, but it's the. I've had it before, and there was like hops floating in it and everything. It was can't remember the name of it though. Something to do with trees or some shit or something.
So remember how Alberta had the craft brewery subsidy program that was supposed to make everybody buy only Albertan beers, and that's
you mean the provincial liquor tax?
Yeah,
anything out of province?
Yeah. Well, that's been being fought with for the last 2 years. It keeps going back and forth. They finally lost their last appeal, so it's being scrapped. Saskatchewan is already celebrating about it being scrapped.
Well, yeah, because they brew a lot of macro beer.
Yeah, that's where isn't that where like brew house stuff comes from?
Oh yeah, well yeah, all the Great Western products.
So that stuff should go down in price because they're not going to have to pay that tax anymore.
And Olympia, one of my other favorite macro beers to drink, comes from Saskatchewan. Saskatoon. Yeah,
so they lost again. They were told they were going to lose from a trade tribunal, and then they appealed the trade tribunal's decision at the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court actually upheld the trade tribunal's claims that it's unconstitutional, so now it has to be scrapped. So all these breweries that have been fighting are going to be able to go in without paying that extra tax.
Cool. That's good to hear. And then she also tried to tax BC wine over the pipeline.
Yeah, the pipeline fight, yeah.
I don't know how that. I'm still buying BC wine, though. I'll buy BC wine. I found out their white wine's actually pretty good, so if anyone wants to try some Canadian wine, Okanagan, the white wine's usually pretty good.
You know what white wine is good? Niagara wine.
Actually, I like Niagara's red wine.
I'll be honest, Greg. I don't mean this to sound bad or anything, but when I saw that face, I thought I was getting Joe, and then I got you.
Well, you are getting Joe. I'm the Beer Patrol, motherfucker.
What a disappointment, right?
What's going on, Gregory? What's going on?
Yeah, not much. Just watching the Sony E3 thing, all the new fantastic games that are coming out, and I thought,
what do you want? What?
Have a beer with you fuckers.
Well, gee, thanks.
What are you drinking, Gregory?
I'm having a Space Invader IPA from Amsterdam.
Seriously?
Why not?
Down.
Yeah, seriously.
Right, Space Invader even.
I'm going to be drinking Elgin Blonde from Second Wedge next.
See, actually, you got the.
Yeah, we talked about that. So they are the brewery that hits everybody with cease and desists and shit, and copyright infringement claims, and there they are with Atari's fucking Space Invader character on the can.
What brewery makes Space Invader?
Amsterdam.
Where are they from? Amsterdam.
Toronto. They're like Toronto's. Well, one of Toronto's biggest breweries.
Amsterdam should fucking copyright their name.
Yeah, they're kind of dicks. Like they pull a lot of dick moves.
Yeah, they pull a lot of dick moves, and then they went out and did that. I was amazed to see them do that with everything they were doing.
I will say, despite that, this is an excellent IPA.
Brian is going to be here as soon as he gets home. And yeah, we're looking all right. We're looking all right. I got to get Earth an invite apparently.
Hey Chad, hopefully this doesn't get your channel banned, but found this video on Facebook. This dog, I guess, tried to fuck a chicken, and looks like he's stuck in that chicken for a while. I had to go to another video.
Imagine that. It worked.
It's like Boris, except with a chicken. Look, they're stuck together.
Yeah, oh, Boris. Barking chickens, right?
Poor fuckers knotted in the chicken. I don't think they can even separate them if the dog comes. It's terrible.
Right.
Well, that's the thing, right? They're stuck together.
That chicken's just like, well, shit.
It was fun while it lasted, huh?
I don't even think it was fun while it lasted, to be honest with you. I think it wasn't fun at all for anyone.
Yeah, right.
Hello, Helga. Hello.
Probably wasn't easy on the chicken.
And Chad, I don't know if you can say online, but who is this lady with your dogs?
Oh, no, that's nobody. That's my friend.
Oh, okay.
My friend Natalie, I've worked with her for years. She was the one.
With benefits?
No, I don't do that stuff. You know that.
Ah, well, that's disappointing. Well, your dog's still adorable.
Yes, the dogs are adorable.
Agnes wants to trade Agnes wants to trade our German Shepherd for your white dog.
Yeah, I heard she wanted to steal my dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you tell Agnes too bad she doesn't get my dog?
Chad says you don't get his dog.
Oh.
She's disappointed.
It's gonna be like
she's disappointed. She says next time I come by, she's not going to leave the car and not say hi to you.
She didn't even leave the car or say hi to me this time.
Yeah, I know.
She just sat there like, fuck that albino scares me.
She was just grumpy because she's been spending the day with me.
Everybody's grumpy when they spend the day with you.
She was saying the same thing.
This is true.
That's funny. It's unanimous.
Yeah, Agnes, I said the same thing as you.
She can't hear you, but he said the same thing. That anyone would be annoyed spending the day with him. There you go. Well, see, now you guys agree on something. You can be friends and talk to him next time.
Oh, hell.
Excuse me. That was kind of gross. So yeah, what's going down in Toronto? What's anything new? Did you go visit your buddy Ken across the street?
No, I haven't had a chance actually. Well, they were closed yesterday. I don't even know what their hours are during the weekdays.
I don't think I think he's lowered his hours. They're close to being the next Stonehammer.
Yeah. So, well, hopefully I can get there during the week. Let's have a look at their hours. Well, Thursday and Friday they're open till 7, so I can get to there by then. So, because I will be coming up to Niagara Falls on the weekend.
Alrighty, I'll be at my house, but I'm working.
What time?
I work at my usual time.
I don't know what that is.
Evening.
Oh, okay.
Hey, I needed stamps for a few checks left to be cashed, and I got Lotuses. And they're really pretty stamps.
Cute. Are you swinging that way now? What's going on?
The lady's like, what do you want? You want bumblebees? I'm like, I don't give a shit what I get. Give me bumblebees. She's like, I'm out of bumblebees. How about lotuses? I'm like, why did you fucking ask me about a bumblebee? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Why even ask? You're out of them. Don't give me the option. It's easy. I was perfectly okay with the lotuses, though. The lotuses are going to send the last 3 checks out that I need to send. It looks like I'm going to have to send the 2 breweries in Kitchener out as a check because nobody seems to want to go with me, and I'm still SOL on finding a ride to Liquid Arts Fest on Friday, so I don't think that's happening either, which saddens me. See, this is the problem with being blind, right? There's so many things I would do, but I can't do them.
Who was supposed to call you back the day after or something? Was that Redbeard? Who was that?
Redbeard was supposed to get me in, tell me, and so was Brendan. They both said they'd tell me.
Yeah, Brendan. Right.
I haven't heard from either of them.
You didn't hear back from either of them, huh? Rotten ducks. Oh yeah, we're still live.
They know it's out of love. It's okay.
Yeah, it is.
Next beer is Honest Bucker's Pale Ale from Mill Street.
All right.
Which is like the worst beer of the 6 that I did my quick reviews of before we came online.
I like the old timey artwork.
Yeah. There's not much honesty on here though. They don't admit to being owned by Labatt. They don't own,
What kind of style beer is it?
It's a pale ale.
Pale ale. Oh,
this one was brewed in Calgary.
Really? By Big Rock, I suppose.
No, by Mill Street.
Mill Street has a brewery in Calgary?
Mill Street has a brewery everywhere. They're taking over Canada.
Oh.
I thought they only had 3 of them.
Well, they have what? They have Ottawa. They have
Ottawa, Pearson, and Toronto.
That's here in Ontario. They have some outside of Ontario now too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And they have the 4th one. They have the Scarborough one.
Well, the Scarborough, I think, that's just like a production.
That's the
brewery.
full-on production brewery. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Amsterdam has something in Scarborough too. That's just a production brewery. Probably well hidden, so the Scarborough people don't steal it.
Who's even viewing us? There's 2 viewers. Somebody talk to us. Chat. Say hello. Let's see what's going on. What's going on with you guys?
Probably Redbeard and Chris.
Chet said he's eating dinner.
Chet is eating dinner. Yeah, apparently in Pennsylvania they eat dinner at 9 p.m.
Right? Oh, he says hi.
It's like whenever we're online at like midnight and we get a message from Dan. I'm just cooking something on the barbecue. I'll be in soon. It's
right.
11 o'clock at night at fucking Calgary. What are you barbecuing at this time?
Hey, when you have a barbecue, it's never the wrong time to eat.
I bought 2 charcoal grills, 2 very cheap charcoal grills, because it's cheaper to buy a charcoal grill and use it until it's dead and buy another charcoal grill than to refill one thing of propane.
Yeah, well, charcoal grill is basically just a piece of metal that you can throw charcoal in.
Exactly. So they were $25 each at Walmart. If they last me a year and a half, that's still cheaper than filling up one canister of propane.
Right.
I didn't know that propane was that expensive.
It's
my parents barbecue natural gas.
Usually I fill it at $35 a fill.
For
really?
a barbecue bottle? Ooh,
Yeah.
I was going. Last time I filled mine was 17.
Yeah, that's it. That's about right. Yeah.
Can I send you an invite? I sent you an invite. Here, let me send you another invite, you whiny bastard.
Wow. Well, we're not holding any punches tonight.
Okay, I'll send it to you this way, and I'll send it to you on Facebook. Okay, here you go. You have a notification sent via Google, which probably won't get to you because Google sucks. I said that out loud. Now let's send you one here on here, like this. Go new message to the Chetifer. What the fuck is this shit? I don't care about your fucking salad.
Maybe he wants you to toss it for him.
No,
Waiting for that.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say it. I knew somebody would.
oh, you're not showing up.
That's funny.
You're making this hard on me, man. You're making this hard on me. I gotta look you up over here now because you're not showing up in my quick feed. You guys make everything hard on me, all of you. You all make it hard on me. You're like,
We try.
I know, it's sad. There he is. There he is. Buttfuck nowhere, Pennsylvania.
Oh, Paul's
Yeah, oh yeah, that's your farmer's daughter.
He's very much, in the same type of area as Paul, except one of them is like northern Pennsylvania, the other one's like southern or some shit like that.
Does he live in the middle of a woods like Paul does?
Possibly. So I posted up a bunch of pictures of my my kids playing with the dogs this weekend. Awesome. They enjoyed themselves.
That's nice.
And I got rid of my last small shirts. My son took them. Apparently, small adult shirts fit my son. What are you doing?
Do you have any more? Do you have any more larges? I forgot to bug you for them on the weekend.
Yeah, I have some more. I have a few more large. What do you want?
I want to steal one from you on the weekend.
What? What?
I'm actually inadvertently advertising your festival because I wear your shirt all the time. Unfortunately, most people from Toronto are too lazy to drive out to Ridgeway.
It's the best festival in Ontario.
Yeah, I try to pimp it.
Okay, so an invite is sent to Chet there. Everything is going good. I'm drinking my beer. Nothing new in the beer world. Is there anything new in movies? Is there anything new in TV? What's going on, guys? What's going on in your lives? Let's talk.
Yeah, I don't keep up with any of that. My wife would be apt to know those things.
I know all you do is, wish you had a dog.
Oh, no, I don't. No, I don't want a dog.
Apparently try and work out, but you don't want to work out with me.
Well, I can't lift Volkswagens like you do. I got the 25s and I'm struggling to do curls. I get done and I got to hold my beer with both hands because I'm shaking so hard. What, you don't drink beer when you work out?
No, I just ordered 140-pound dumbbells, so they're here soon.
Yeah, the shipping's gonna be cheap on those, huh?
At some point, wouldn't a gym membership be cheaper?
No, because once I buy them, I have them forever. Leave each other alone, idiots.
That's true, but don't you need to keep buying more weights every time you need to go up?
No, there's only every single human being will plateau at a certain point. They can't go any higher.
Yeah, like what are you doing with 145 dumbbells? Are you benching those?
No, I'm hammer curling them.
Curling them.
Good night.
145 a side?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Right? I know.
I can't do full out normal curls with 145s, but I can do the hammers.
145.
Yeah, hammers are a little easier.
Yeah, hammers are about 25 pounds easier. I have 120s that I can get 4 reps up as normal curls.
I can maybe do hammer curl.
100 pounds more per arm than I can.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can maybe hammer curl like a 55.
I was at
maybe.
My place of employment at one point, and we have a portable bar that we put out in the middle of the floor, and that bar is out in the middle of the floor, and it uses a lot of kegs, and all the kegs burst at the same time, and I was so angry. Because I had just like the last time I was breaking this bar, I had to go and get 2 kegs, and now I came back to this bar and all 4 kegs burst. I'm like, you motherfuckers! And I was walking back to the bar with 1 keg up on my shoulder and 2 kegs, 2 kegs in my other hand, and I had a harem of Asian women following me, going, "Woo!" And as I turn the corner towards the bar, and I'm walking towards the bar carrying 3 kegs, the bartender that's working there drops a bottle as he's looking at me laughing. I get there, he's like, "You're not a happy man, are you?" And I'm like, "No, fuck these fucking kegs. I have to walk 150 feet each time I have to get a keg."
Now, these are half-barrel kegs. These are 15-gallon kegs?
What's a gallon? A gallon's what, 3 liters?
Oh, like a 20.
Like
okay,
3
so they'd be like
liters.
They'd be like a 60-liter keg.
50 liter.
50. So yeah, you're talking about like full-blown kegs. Those are half-barrel kegs. Holy Christ!
50-liter keg. That's over 10 gallons.
Yeah, it's 15 gallons. It's 15.5 here. I mean, I guess it's the same size there. Just they call it liters instead of gallons.
Bob Cajun Firestarter is next.
Crap. Yeah, let's do a little quick math here.
There's 19 liters in 5 gallons or something like that.
I'll be right back.
Well, you got to remember that the U.S. uses different liters than we do too, right? Yeah, well, different gallons. Different gallons,
yeah. Ours are imperial.
Oh, yours are no.
No, you guys have U.S. gallons. We use imperial.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
With brewing, it's mostly what we're using is usually U.S. Same with their brewers. Not saying that it's not imperial. I'm just saying most of the stuff is actually U.S. gallon. But
Boris, get off of me.
Okay, that's 170 pounds a keg. Actually, my literature said 140 to 170. Oh yeah, it has to do with the gravity of the beer. With the gravity of the beer, with a specific gravity, it can actually be heavier than because like water is like 8 point something per pound, but because it's beer, it weighs a little different. So like 100, say for example, 150 pounds of keg. So he's got 300 pounds of beer of just the liquid weight in one arm and another one over his shoulder. Jeez, you're an animal. I'm never going to be back in full strongman shape, but I'm getting back there. I am getting back there. It's going to be great when it happens.
Yeah, we have 56.7 liter kegs. They're 161.5 pounds each when they're full. 30 pounds. 30 pounds is just keg. 130 pounds is 131 pounds. Sorry, is beer.
Beer. Yeah.
You know what job you'd be really good at besides bouncing? Installing granite countertops.
Right?
That's fucking heavy.
Yeah.
I was very good at.
Yeah, you got to see all the little Spanish guys that do that work around here. There's a whole slew of little guys, and it takes each and every one of them.
I was good at bouncing. I was good at doing my thing.
Well, they know that those kegs are getting empty. They should have brought some over and had them ready.
Oh
or
man,
something.
nobody does that type of stuff. It's always Chad's gonna be here. Let Chad do it.
Yeah,
Chad,
right.
You didn't drop them; they just fucking cracked. Were they aluminum or what?
No, they're steel kegs.
They broke.
Stainless.
No. When they pop, pop is they're empty.
When they kick,
Oh,
like when the keg kicks.
No,
I thought they broke.
No, they pop.
I still know what you mean.
Yeah, any of those bitches were getting empty. You can reach in there and shake them.
I did break a keg once, and the whole cylinder flew out and went through a door. It was awesome.
Oh yeah.
It was a full keg, and I knocked it off a skid, and it hit the ground, and it blew, and it was a mess. It was a mess.
Probably an aluminum one though, eh?
No, it was a stainless steel one too.
Oh wow.
Wow. Right.
I would have thought aluminum would be like more brittle and easier to crack.
I don't think they had both the chuck keys in the neck, because it was just the cylinder that went. The keg was fine, but the cylinder blew in the center. Because there's two little metal keys in it. Like I had to shear them off on one keg. We had a Oast House keg, and it was stuck on the I can't even talk right now. It was full on stuck on the coupler, and I couldn't get the coupler off to save my life. And I sheared both the pins and just took the entire cylinder out and then broke it off. And before I sheared the pins, I actually, because I'm friends with Kean, Kean's the owner of Oast House, I texted him, I'm like, just so you know, I'm about to break one of your kegs. He's like, what do you mean?
You see my R2D2 curator?
That's awesome.
What?
See, there's my tap there.
Oh well. That's what's up.
And then I took a mini fridge apart, and so that's the freezer. I just kind of bent it open, and that's the part that gets cold. And I got my CO2 bottle there. And I got some. Yeah, that was really fucking hard to get that.
You were able to bend that without it breaking or leaking anywhere? That's awesome.
Yeah, I just pried it open a little bit. But I need to brew some beer to get it in there. I brewed Joe some coconut mellow mel. It's done bubbling, so I got to rack this one. It's pineapple. Chad, you probably like this stuff.
Good. Pineapple and coconut?
Coconut milk. Yeah, and I got blueberry.
All right.
How long have they been sitting there?
They just finally stopped bubbling, so I can't remember. Probably about 3 weeks.
How long are you going to leave them?
I'm gonna rack them, seeing as I got a minute, and then let them settle for a little while. Let them bubble a little bit more, and then I'll bottle them and let them sit till probably September.
I know one of the guys that I'm good friends with. He made a Jolt Cola mead, and it was one of those things that he forgot about. He put it in his basement and somehow forgot about it for 15 years.
Oh,
nice. Jolt Cola's been off the market for 17 years here in Ontario.
Oh, okay.
And he made it with Jolt Cola, and he found it in 2015, and it went from being a 58-liter batch to a maybe 10-liter batch in that time.
Wow.
And he ended up giving me a bottle of it, and it tasted like licking a battery. It was amazing. It was amazing.
It tasted like licking a battery. It was amazing, he says. Oh, yeah. What was it looking for?
What are we looking for? Just this another one of these pale ales. Let's keep it simple tonight.
There you go.
Well, Buddy says, he asked me, he says, "Oh, can you do a chocolate mead?" And I thought about it. I says, "Fuck yeah, of course. I bet that'd be pretty good." So I might do a chocolate one. I want to do just a regular mead. Once I rack these into new secondaries, and then I'll probably start 2 more chocolate and just a plain mead. Because honey's really cheap at Superstore or Loblaws or whatever you guys call it. We call it Superstore here.
Yeah.
Creamed honey is what I'm using.
What
So I want to do creamed honey chocolate mead like cocoa. Oh, I'm thinking that's going to be fun.
Creamed honey chocolate.
Yeah, I'm going to do cocoa. Maybe I'll throw something else.
The next beer I brew is supposed to be at Brimstone, and we're going to do an Irish coffee. So we're doing basically we're basically going to make it into a creamy sweet coffee mocha like drink. The next one after that is going to be at the Cayman Kettle again. We're going to be christening their new brew house with one of my beers, and we're going to be doing a chocolate coconut mild.
You know what you guys should do is oak that Irish coffee beer with Irish whiskey. Like get oak chips and Irish whiskey. Right. Oh, I fucking love Irish whiskey, so I still have to do an Irish. I don't know if I've oaked an Irish whiskey beer. You're looking at Mighty Irish today, though, Chad.
Every once in a while, you know. Every once in a while.
It's the green shirt.
An Ireland shirt, sir.
There you go.
An Irish soccer jersey.
But what I did is I bought some mango puree, and I was going to do a mango lychee mead or beer. But I'm thinking mead or melomel. Because I like lychee and mango. I think that's pretty nice flavor.
Yeah, I've never done any fruit beer. Well, I take that back. I did one with some blackberries. Blackberries. I was thinking blueberries there for a second, but and it turned out all right. It was just a lager, like the second runnings of a lager, and I sweetened it up with some blackberries. I think it came out to like a 3% or something. It was super, super mild. Yeah, super mild. That's great lawnmower beer.
The most fruit I've really used, like I don't know. Fruit is one of the things I don't use often when I brew.
I don't like it in beer, but if I want to throw it in mead, but I like oranges and beer, and grapefruit.
I used lime in a wheat beer.
Yeah, lime can be good. Actually, the only Bud Light product I like is Bud Light Lime.
No, the original. Actually, for the lime ones, I think I liked Miller Chill the most.
Yeah, lime.
I used to like Bud Light Lime back in the day. It was.
Molson 67 Sublime was a nice one too to me.
Yeah, good. I do a lot of gin and tonic with lime. That's good. It's a good drink. Am I the only one that likes gin? You'll probably like gin too, though.
Yeah, gin. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. Gin and whiskey are my two hard liquors of choice if I'm going to drink hard liquor. And when I say whiskey, I mean bourbon, whiskey, or Scotch. Doesn't really matter to me. Scotch is my favorite of the three, but I mean it's the most expensive of the three as well. So a lot of times I'll just drink rye whiskey or something.
I think bourbon's generally the best bang for buck, and in a lot of cases I think it's better than Scotch too. But there are some really good Scotches out there.
Well, that's the thing, right? There are some really good Scotches out there. You just have to be willing to pay the big price.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I think if you're talking, usually if it's less than $100 a bottle, you're often gonna get a better Scotch than. Sorry, you're often gonna get a better bourbon at that price than a Scotch. But
the one I like for cheap is a Chivas Regal, but I don't know much about Scotch. But I like that Chivas Regal. It's probably technically not Scotch.
I like Passport.
It is. It's a blended Scotch. It's got single malt in it, but it's a good chunk of it is just grain whiskeys. Personally, I mean, it's a preference thing. Personally, for that amount of money, I would take a Johnny Walker Black. But
according to Lee, he loves gin. Scotch is the best spirit out there. However, for me, when it comes to gin, I like Ungave, which is a gin from Quebec. It's a yellow gin because of the botanicals they use. And I also really like Hendrick's, which is the cucumber gin from Scotland.
You know what? I loved Hendrick's the first time I had it, and like the first bottle I bought. But since then, I bought 2 bottles, and both of them have been quite disappointing in comparison. So I'm not really willing to pay the money to try another bottle.
I really like Citadel.
Yeah.
Citadel, and then I just drink Bombay Sapphire.
See, I'm not a fan of Bombay Sapphire. I'm not a fan of Beefeater. We use Gordon's at work. I'm not a fan of that either. I've never had Citadel though.
I like Tanqueray for like a good gin that's fairly cheaply priced. I think it's quite good.
Ungave isn't bad if you can get your hands on it. If you have a friend in the Ottawa area that can just cross the border and grab it in Quebec for you, it's not bad price.
You can't get that in the you used to be able to get that at the LCBO.
Can you get it in the LCBO still? I know it was there
at one
once.
point you could. I don't know if you could. I know. I think I can still get it at duty free shops in.
That is a good gin. It's just it fucks with your mind too because it's so yellow, right? Like it's.
Yeah, it's like you're drinking Gatorade pee.
Yeah. And when you do it in it with a gin and tonic and shit, it doesn't change the color at all. It's still just bright yellow, and you're like, "What the fuck am I drinking?"
No, it's a very solid gin though. It's been a couple years since I had a bottle.
100% agree with you.
Oh yeah,
it is a solid gin. I have one bottle left of Pinnacle 1852, which is the same distillery's hard apple cider. Well, sorry, ice cider aged in apple brandy barrels for 2 years. And I have one bottle left of that, and that's the only hard liquor left in the house.
I'm drinking some Silent Sam right now. I found out if I up to some decent vodka, I can drink it, but Smirnoff's shit. So I drink that Stalagnia from
Lee says you just named the best go-to gin, so I think he's talking about Tanqueray.
Tanqueray, yeah.
I agree. I mean, I'm not saying it's necessarily the best out there, but I think just for what it costs, it's pretty. I
haven't tried it.
Solid.
I was gonna buy it, but I bought Bombay Sapphire instead.
See, I like Bombay Sapphire, but it's a lot more floral than the other ones. Yeah. So I can see why some people wouldn't like it. I think it was Bombay Sapphire that I thought just did not work in a gin and tonic. There's some just weird taste to it, just made it weird.
I fully agree with you that it's not a gin and tonic type of gin. It's like a straight gin or maybe gin and soda.
Yeah, it's a good one to throw some ice in and just enjoy it that way, which is generally, since I'm trying to avoid sugar, the way I have a bottle of Tanqueray. That's the only gin I have right now, and I'll just throw a couple ice cubes in there and pour it in, drink it straight. It's good.
And Lee just said Bombay is fine, but it has too much flavor.
Yeah, Citadel and Bombay taste kind of similar to Citadel, it's way better. But I tried Boodles, and it was just like more like alcohol tasting, like more like less botanicals. That was good quality. I don't know if I
over there clip flops.
My buddy of mine turned me on to Grand Marnier not too awful long ago. That orange liqueur. Oh my god, that stuff is amazing. You can drink that shit straight, but it's like 90 proof or something. So it's one that'll sneak up on you for sure.
All right, welcome to the beer chat that's now started talking about nothing but hard liquor. Godiva. Have you had Godiva? It's the white chocolate liqueur.
Oh god, I can't stand orange liqueur. Makes me puke.
What's that one P. Diddy's brand? It's from France, vodka, but it's made with grapes or something.
Oh, are you talking
Ciroc?
Ciroc, yeah. Ciroc.
Yeah, my buddy got Ciroc. We shot a bunch of Ciroc. It's a little too sweet for me, but it was kind of neat.
So I that's one of the things where vodka, like it's weird to me that they consider that vodka because it should really be an eau de vie, which
I think it's vodka, but
so a more like a brandy is what it should be, other than it's not in a barrel.
You go down to the States and get it for really cheap, eh? And he says he crossed the line and come back with Ciroc. And he says, "Oh, you gotta try this shit," but it is fucking smooth for like the percentage. Like,
I'm not a vodka guy. I was stupid I've been stupid a lot of times in my life, but I was stupid in my youth, and I was bet $100 that I couldn't drink a couple 26ers of Smirnoff. Oh. So I drank those 26ers of Smirnoff, and then I laid almost dead on my buddy's floor for a few days. And the smell of vodka burns my stomach now, which doesn't help with my line of work. That the smell of vodka turns my stomach because a lot of people like vodka.
Smirnoff's really like I had the same experience. Vodka would always fucking me up. And then I realized if I don't drink Smirnoff, I actually like vodka. But Smirnoff to me now, it just tastes like meat thinner.
I fucking hate vodka in general unless it's mixed with something, and frankly, I don't know that I can't taste the difference between most vodkas as long as it's not like I'm not drinking it straight, and I don't want to do that regardless of what vodka it is. I got some Smirnoff now in a Crystal Skull bottle because it makes my vodka look more expensive than it is.
You know what? I did that sort of thing too. One of the managers, one of my ex-managers at the place I worked at would let you take. There are some bottles that the beer store wouldn't take back, so he'd let you take those home. There was a waiting list, and I took home a bottle from Louis Trez, so a $2,000 cognac, and I poured a $30 cognac into it, just regular Remy Martin VS. And I would give that to people, and I wouldn't tell them. I'd just be like, "Here, have a shot." And they're like, "Oh my god, this is so fucking good!" Fucking losers!
It's all about the presentation, huh? It's all about that presentation.
But we did the same type of thing to a buddy of ours. He had never drank before, but we knew he hadn't drank before because we were really good friends with his brother and his sister. But he'd always tell stories about getting drunk, right? But we knew he'd never had alcohol. He was just trying to fit in with the Irish and Scottish guys from the fucking Ottawa Valley he hung out with. So he came to hang out with us one night, and we gave him a bottle of vodka. Little did he know that the whole bottle of vodka was nothing but water. And he was like falling over and shit. He's like, "Oh my god, I'm fucked!" And we're just sitting there laughing our asses off at him. Yeah, you're an idiot.
Oh, hell, it's 9:02. I'll be right back, guys.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah.
Beer news. You said, was there anything more? You said, was it just the Alberta tax not coming through?
Yeah, that was well, and there was the Albertan government's response to it, and then the response from different provinces that I just didn't care to read.
I'm really upset. Manitoba, I only know of one craft brewery there. I've had it. I'm trying to remember what the hell it's called.
There's a couple craft breweries in Manitoba. A couple, not many, but a couple.
I assume there must be more than one. What's the one I'm thinking of? It was pretty popular, actually.
Maybe Half Pints?
Maybe.
Let's see. Brewery near Chris Peters.
Is that just did you just do that as a Google search?
Maybe. Torque Brewing. Farmery Estate Brewery.
Never heard of that.
No, that one was on Dragon's Den. They were brewing at Muskoka for a while, and then they ended up making themselves into a destination place. Barnhammer Brewing.
Never heard of that one either.
Half Pints is the one I know of.
I'm thinking some Half Pints. I maybe had their IPA one time.
There was another one. Fort Garry was the other one. Fort Garry was the other big one.
I'd heard of that. They don't have any pyramid scam breweries? Or...
Minhas apparently has something there.
Oh, Minhas. You know what? They have a really cheap fucking what was that? Wolf IPA or white ale or something. And then they'll have Scottish ale too. So they're making craft beer. Have you tried their craft beer?
I've tried their craft beer from their U.S. craft brewery, Horseheads. It's okay.
Yeah, they make it. It's they got a brown bottle, but they kind of got like a white wolf silk screened on it, and then they got a few other craft beers. So they got a lineup of I can't think of 5 craft beers here. They got a Scottish ale selling 6-packs for really cheap, but it's a little bit. They're drinkable, but they're little gross. I can't get over the $1 Rolling Rocks I'm getting.
Yeah, don't talk about $1. Hey, you see, there's one of my extra cell phones on a tripod back there. There's a chair. There's some boots. Here's my actual cell phone. I got another cell phone over there on a tripod, but I'm good. I'm set.
Now we're getting somewhere. All right, sorry about that.
I'm not following anything. Not fucking working.
Apparently, Chet's going to be on here once he figures out how to join us because he's playing on a Linux computer.
Oh, fuck, good luck.
Wow. Wow.
Collective Arts Mash Up the Jam is next.
Fuck, who you guys were drinking? Some of you guys were drinking this last night. Collective Arts, man, their IPAs are really fucking good.
Their hazy IPAs are full of flour.
It's so fruity. Is that how they do it, man? Fuck.
The best part was I even made fun of Ryan. I sent him a text when I saw the picture because I didn't know that because they don't admit to it, right? They don't admit that they're doing that. They gave a tour to a guy who took pictures in the tour of skids of flour. And he's like, what are they doing with this? Are they making buns or something? And I just laughed my ass off when I saw it. I'm like, no, they're not making buns.
Got some gravy?
They're making you your hazy, crazy IPAs, boys.
Yeah, I guess it's cheaper than the hops it takes to make it hazy, right? We're making gravy here. It's beer gravy.
Brian, what's going on?
Not too much. Self?
Nothing at all. I really think at some point you need a new picture.
Right, just finish that beer, damn it.
Actually, what you should do is the exact same pose, but with a different bottle in your hand.
Or just Photoshop something else on the label.
There you go.
That too.
I need to get a new picture of Joe as my avatar, so since he's changed his camera angle now.
Has he?
Yeah, now he's up close and personal, Joe.
Oh, up close and personal, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's changed it. Yeah, he changed it.
Speaking of Joe.
No, that's Chad.
He doesn't know how to talk to us, but he's figured out how to get on.
Sounds like a switchboard operator.
No, it doesn't sound like anything. Just a
click, click, click,
click.
Hear me?
No, we can't hear you. We hear some popping sounds, and that's about it.
You're gonna have audio issues with Linux.
How do I change that?
So, Brian, you make me sad that you don't want to go twice to that same part. Okay, Brendan.
All right, hello. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, we can hear you now.
Yeah, we got you now.
All right. Yeah, my headphone jack screwed up on my phone. I can't figure out how to get Google Hangouts to work on fucking Linux, so... It keeps bringing me to, like, this help page, and it's just like, motherfucker, I just want to get on here.
Oh, this is how I do this.
So Brendan, you really should come to Hamilton on Friday. That's what you should do. You should, Brendan.
Because Chad wants a ride. I would go with you, Chad, except by the time I left work and actually got to you, it'd be like 9 o'clock, and that wouldn't be any good.
Well, I mean, what is it? Brittany's boyfriend's like, hey, we'd go, but we couldn't get there till like 8. And I'm like, it's only open till 9:30. I'm not paying $100 for us to go for an hour and a half.
Holy fuck! It's $100 a ticket.
It's $59. Yeah, 59 or something like that a ticket.
Wow.
But to try some of those breweries there, I'll pay that, and I'll pay for the person that's bringing me. But I'm not paying that for an hour and a half of time.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't do a whole lot of good.
And they do it in the sessions, right? So every session, there's 3 sessions, each of them getting 3.5 hours. So, one session might have nobody there. The next session might be sold out. The next session might have half the people there. I don't like session ones, but I understand why you do them too, because you do them so people can't get drunk enough to be in trouble. like we had.
You'd be surprised. 3 hours of steady drinking. I bet I could get most of the way there for sure.
No, I could too. But like a lot of festivals run like mine does, where you can come in at the beginning and you can leave at the end, and we run for like 8 hours. But there's also a lot of festivals that do it this way, where they're 8 hours total, but it's like 4 hours, an hour break to clean up and get everything ready, and then another 4 hours.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of that.
No, neither have I. Because if you're a responsible adult, you can go 8 hours without getting drunk out of your mind.
And even I can do it, and I'm not a responsible
Yeah,
adult.
you did it. I mean, the AGCO was impressed with your sobriety.
That's right. They put a happy face sticker on my record.
Right. Nice.
There was a sad face sticker last year. This year, there was a sad face sticker again. They just did it upside down.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they already put the sad face, but then they kind of just crossed up the thing and just kind of turned into a smile with a pen.
Yeah.
But
And the second they left, I pulled my penis out.
Yeah, I actually would prefer the 8 hour thing, because then I would actually pace myself as opposed to like trying to rush and finish all
that's
these.
the thing, right? When you only have that little time, I find myself rushing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That makes sense, and especially if there's food around, then you can definitely pace yourself there. Just get you something to drink. Maybe try some food.
Like Niagara College, they do their Project Brew. They do it 3 times a year because they have 3 semesters going, right? So 3 times a year they do Project Brew, and Project Brew is all 22 students that are in the graduating class. They do a 22 student beer festival basically, and then they have an extra 3 things there. They have one that's been done by all of them, so all the students collab on one beer, and then they have one craft brewery from around here that brings one beer, and then they have one cidery from around here that brings a cider for people that don't drink beer. So there's like 24, 25 choices. You have 3 hours. Guess what? People rush through it to get all 25 choices.
Mm-hmm.
If you gave somebody more time, 5 or 6 hours, guess what? They drink the 25 choices and still be sober at the end instead of being drunk.
Right. Yeah.
In a hurry too if they try to.
Yeah, it's all about processing it. Yeah.
I'd be in a hurry too if they try to put a sticker on my rectum.
Jesus.
Especially the red one with the frowny face and what is the zigzag eyebrows or whatever.
I know the one.
And to answer somebody else's question about where do I live compared to Paul, I believe Paul is southeast Pennsylvania. I'm northwest Pennsylvania. Clear on the opposite side, but in the sticks.
Fuck nowhere.
Yeah.
As long as you're not in Philadelphia, you're probably okay.
Yeah, I'm not in Philly. I'm near toward Erie. I'm actually about like an hour and a half south of Erie.
Now, how would you say your ability to hide dead bodies is compared to Paul's?
Probably not as well as Paul's.
I don't know. It depends on depends if the ropes break in the river.
Right.
That sounds like a euphemism.
I'm saying that because somebody may or may not have been murdered recently and got their body dumped in the river. They found a body in the river, and it was someone that was missing for a while, and they assumed that he might have been murdered over drugs.
Right.
It's a good reason to murder someone.
So my next beer is from New Ontario Brewing Company from their Awakening series. This is Huey and the Pidge Sour IPA. Huey and the Pidge.
Yeah.
Oh,
The way I'd say,
they say on the back here that it's an ode to all craft brewers and their fight against pigeons stealing their spent green.
Oh hell, God! All right, who comes up with this shit? God.
His name is Mike. Mike Harrison is the brewmaster at New Ontario.
Yeah, nice guy. You know exactly.
anyway, BRB.
BRB.
I have some Uno cards. Who wants to play Uno?
Bring our beer.
So yeah, like I said, I fixed those. I fixed a bunch of those GameCubes, so a bunch of them are going back to my friends, and I get to keep one. So now I have a GameCube to play with.
That's sweet.
Nice.
They left me a bunch of controllers too. I have to put some controllers back together. It's a good thing I have a little bit of know-how on that stuff.
Is that a Nintendo GameCube?
Yes, it would be a Nintendo GameCube. Yes.
Cool.
Actually, I don't know if you can see it or not. If I move enough, there's a box somewhere back there. I have to clean this room. I actually tomorrow I'm going to go look at another house that's down the street from me, and it's a lot lower than what my ex thinks this house will sell for too, and it's again down the street from me. So I really need to get into this house and take some pictures.
Yeah, you gotta find out your book values, or you'll try and fuck you.
Well, it's in a spot where actually I would I wish this one was up on the market right now, because I would have put an offer in on that one and bought it, because it's in a better spot for me. It's like a 2-minute walk from the grocery store instead of a 25-minute walk from the grocery store.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a big difference. Sure. Well, you done upgraded your place today. You said you painted your mailbox.
I didn't. I almost want to paint. I want to paint my doors black. I think it would be sharp out on the street. The house is white and it's a glossy black door. But
that's a custom house thing. I've seen that. My brother did that. I painted my doors black because it's fucking awesome. And they look dark brown when you're down there, but.
You don't have any homeowners association or shit like that? You got to deal with got to go through a council.
I remember. So I have aluminum siding, right? Aluminum siding doesn't really exist anymore. You can get vinyl and all that all over the place.
Yeah.
But they don't really make aluminum anymore, and I've lost a lot of corner pieces. My house is old, right? So I've lost a lot of corner pieces. So I would buy tuck tape. Tuck tape is the waterproof, mold-proof, mildew-proof tape. And I would cover those corner pieces that are missing with tuck tape. And I had one of my neighbors come over one time, and he looks at me and he goes, "You know that lowers my property value, right?" And I looked at him and I go, "Do you have $4,000 to reside my house?" He goes, "Well, no." I go, "Then shut the fuck up and walk away."
Nice.
Dude, just paint over the tuck tape.
Yeah, there's got to be a way, right?
You're right. I could paint over the tuck tape, but then I have to go outside and paint.
Someone aluminum paint. Yeah.
I did just buy some enamel paint too, some white enamel paint, because little spots of enamel paint that have chipped off of my stove. And my stove is fairly new. It's just, I have dogs, I've had kids, I had my ex-wife. This stuff happened to that stove. So there's like 4 spots I have to fix up and touch up. The greatest part is I'm fucking legally blind, and I still can do a lot of this stuff. There's stuff that you can tell a legally blind guy did, and there's stuff you can't tell a legally blind guy did. Right? Like I will not deny, when it comes to caulking, I should pay somebody to come and do my caulking, because it's fucking horrible. My caulking is the worst thing you're ever going to see.
You're not a caulk master, is what
I'm not a caulk master, no. Not a caulk master if you're talking about like rubber that smells funny.
That's funny. I can see it now. He's got caulking on his nose and his eyebrows and shit.
I use so much of it too. Like, you know how you're just supposed to use a little bit and you get it perfectly level? Yeah, no, I don't. It's boom! The whole thing is done, and it's like the whole tube. And I'm like, you know what? No water's getting behind it. That's all that matters. And really, that's all that matters to me. The water is not getting behind it. I don't care how good it looks.
That sounds like my dad, and he can still see. He's just not very good with his hands.
Now, we had to do a lot of drywall in this house when we bought it. If you come upstairs, you can't tell I did the drywall upstairs. If you go into the basement, you can tell I did the drywall in the basement, because I got angry and tired, right? I'm like, I'm not fucking sanding any more drywall. I'm just painting over it. I'm done.
Wow.
It's done.
There you go. Right.
And her dad did a lot of the drywall in the basement, right? Because I was doing stuff upstairs, like changing the toilet, changing the sink, changing the tub. Like, I was doing a lot of stuff upstairs. So he was drywalling in the basement. And drywall, the edges are bevel in, right? So they bevel in, and then you can put the tape on, you can put the mud, you can sand it level and all that. Well, he didn't use the fucking bevels everywhere. So sometimes it was, flat part, bevel part, and you can't fucking match them up. like ever. You can't match them up. So I got angry about that too. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Have you ever driven? Well, no. I'm like, why didn't you do? Well, I couldn't do the plumbing, so you had to do. Why did you do anything? Why did you do anything? Like seriously.
We got some folks around here that could probably fix it, but it's not. I can't do it. I'm just. That's an art form. Doing tape and float. That's a freaking art form.
Well, like I said,
and these guys, they can work the shit out of some trails down here.
It's such a long process, and that's the thing I don't like. Right? Like I didn't have time. Like my baby was coming. We bought this house in May of that year, and my baby came August 1st. So I had to get all the renovations done and get the nursery set up and all that before she went into labor, first off. But second off, I had to do it while I was on my week vacation because she was gone for that week, right? Because she can't be here. She couldn't be here while all the paint fumes were here, all the like none of the fumes. She couldn't be here for the fumes, basically. Of anything. So it is the best part when you're doing it. But she was gone, and at the end I'm like, this is like day 5 of 7 that I have, and I'm still not at all close to level on the float. And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't care, I'm painting over it.
It's all good. I mean, as long as it's covered up, I don't know, whatever. It's in a basement, right? I mean,
exactly.
It's not like the front room or whatever,
Yeah, the front, like I had to redo the drywall in this room too because it had water damage. You couldn't tell I did it up here. Up here, I actually took the time and did it properly. Yeah. Downstairs, I just want it done.
Mm-hmm. Well, what they would do here is they'd probably do like a really heavy texture, and that hides a lot of stuff. Yeah. It is like a real heavy texture and some light sanding on that, and then just paint on over it. Yeah.
I did. I knocked down a texture. Mine was they sprayed it on, but they didn't knock down the texture, so I just put drywall mud everywhere. But I made it like over plaster, and then I had to cut shit out later.
We're losing you.
Yeah. One of my friends, all he did to cover the scenes to the drywall was he put wallpaper over it.
Yeah, that would work too.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, you wouldn't have to tape it so much. Yeah.
I have 3 sheets of drywall left downstairs. I'm probably going to cap the windows in the next few days because whether the house sells or doesn't sell, I'm not bringing the drywall with me, so I might as well use it up. I'm still waiting on an answer to what's going on because I did again send another offer back. So it's the waiting game. It's the waiting game. Mm-hmm. One way or another, whatever happens. Whatever happens is meant to be. Whatever. Cheers, guys. I'm drinking this beer.
Cheers. Let's do this.
Cheers.
Cheers to the beers.
Cheers.
Labels out. Oh wait, we're drinking out of glasses.
That was the last beer I had out. I'm gonna have to get another beer out of the fridge.
Oh, decisions.
Speaking of beer in the fridge, there's a Miller High Life in mine, and I never really got this, but as much as I've kind of bashed Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch, typically and stuff, but at least they know better to have their bottles colored and just not completely clear glass Miller.
Yeah. Right.
It's why Miller does that, right? Miller beers will not go skunky.
Really?
Why is it?
Not real beer.
Well, no, it's not that it's not real beer. It's not real hops. They actually their hops is a hop extract that was specifically engineered to not have the enzymes in it that turn into skunk spray.
How about that? Okay.
Then why is it still better in cans?
Because cans block out all the oxygen.
Yeah, but I'm just talking specifically about High Life. Everything else, I prefer bottles in, but for some reason, High Life I like better in cans.
High Life's not a terrible beer. I can drink it.
I'm going to take you guys the speaker off of this phone. There we go. Speaker is off. We're going to go outside with the doggies.
This weekend, I'm going to try to see if the six-pack shop has that Sierra Nevada hazy IPA because I've been really wanting to try that.
What's their hazy IPA?
I don't know. It's
you haven't seen it, really? I thought I had one right behind me. No, they're around. It's all good. It's not a bad beer.
It's just that it just looks like straight up orange juice, and I'm like,
I go pee, guys. Come on.
I don't have to go.
You have to go.
I don't.
Try the Bigfoot
Let's
finally.
Come on, babies. All three. Let's go, you old pregnant bitch. Come on. Good girl.
Yeah.
Go pee.
My wife was never cool when I said that to her.
Girl.
That didn't go over well at all.
But yeah, I love you too.
No, it's something about pregnant girls. I think pregnant girls are hot, to be honest. I know we weren't talking about that, but
It's because their boobs are full of milk.
maybe that's it. I don't know. They have that glow, and well, you don't have to worry about getting them pregnant.
exactly.
There you go. You don't have to worry about getting you pregnant.
Yeah.
It's like fuck birth control. Just bang the ones that are already pregnant.
Exactly. And it's got to be soft and just a bit bigger than you are. Oh wait, it's a different story.
Well, that's for different things.
That's a different story.
Don't spoil it when I start. When I start.
A little bit more than a bit bigger.
Yeah. I'll leave that. Yeah. That's on you.
No, Chad, we're talking about my sex advice from the last thing, but we don't want to spoil it. That's gonna be eventually on my sex advice beer tube channel.
No, that's good. No, that's all about you. I won't spoil the thunder.
Imagine him getting like 100,000 like fucking subscribers from just doing that.
That's a good idea, actually. That what you're talking about, that would be a really good fucking idea.
Good girl, Colleen. Good girl.
Do a beer and then like just go right into that shit and fuck.
Just put a disclaimer that the advice is terrible.
Yeah.
Nice.
And label it as comedy. Oh my god, it'd be great.
Yeah.
This is Budweiser, and by the way,
This is terrible advice, and then this is really my advice.
And by the way, you don't have to worry about STDs if you already have one. Thanks.
Fucking the worst part is Greg would say that.
Yes, it would.
Greg
on
says a lot of
Facebook
shit.
today.
Oh look, Brian changed his picture.
That young teenagers are crazy gluing their cocks shut so that they don't have to use condoms.
What?
Yeah, that's great until you have to pee.
That's what I had on Facebook. I don't know if it was real or not or what the fuck.
Oh hell, yeah. Don't
No, but they are
everything
coming out with like male birth control pills.
Oh,
I've heard of that. I've been hearing of. I mean, I've heard of it like a long time ago. I haven't heard anything recently about that.
That's what they were originally trying to do, and that is develop a clamp to clamp tubes. And if you wanted to,
You're talking about a tourniquet for your sacroiliac?
basically, but it doesn't like kill everything. Like it's just like a temporary clamp that can be removed anytime. But still, I don't want any tubes being clamped because that sounds like that would be completely painful.
like a temporary vasectomy, like the things.
Yeah, right. That's what it sounds like.
Right. Yeah, that's what they were. That's what they were really developing. But
I can't say this is going to pan out well. It sounds painful. It sounds like a lot of pressure at some point. I don't know. It just doesn't sound like a good idea. Let's let them test it overseas, right? Let's let Pierre test that one out.
Yeah.
Here's a secret to birth control. If you're with a new chick that you don't know where she is, wear a fucking condom. Then you won't get an STD. You won't get her pregnant. If the fucking thing breaks, you can see it breaks. You can get the morning after pill. And otherwise, just perfect your pull-out method, and you'll be fine.
Exactly. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Like you don't need all these fucking fancy birth control pills. Like,
right?
If you do, you don't know how to pull out properly.
Like, first of all, just wear rare rubber to get rid of take care of the pre-cum, and then just pull out.
Yeah. Don't be selfish. At some point, you gotta say, "Okay, now it's time to go."
Condoms are the best form of birth control, and you know what? People that don't like to wear them, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you. You might have it.
Yeah, they're fucking stupid.
not being sensitive.
Like this one chick, she has like this one chick I went to high school with. She has 3 kids, and I overheard her talking like, yeah, it's like I don't like it when a guy uses condoms. Like I don't like the feeling, and I'm just like, and that's why you have 3 kids.
Right. Well, technology's come a long way. Technology's come a long way. They've gotten a lot thinner and stronger, and then the spermicide and all this stuff. It's not like the old ones from back in the day where it was like putting on a freaking balloon or something. They've perfected it pretty good by now.
You know what? I would defy most women, unless you have some sort of weird ribbed condom or something. I would really defy most women to actually be able to tell the difference of a dick with a condom or without a condom inside of them. The only way you might tell is maybe it's not as warm, but otherwise, I mean, I don't think it really makes any difference. I mean, now if you're getting blowjobs while wearing a condom, then you're a fucked up individual and need to be taken out and shot. But you do not wear a condom with a blowjob for any reason whatsoever. That's just wrong.
Well, right, yeah, you're on the wrong side of town if that's happening.
Which is why I've never really understood the point of flavored condoms. But
okay, I'm back.
Okay, so we're talking about beer now again, or what?
From what I hear, well, we probably shouldn't be talking about the things that we were talking about when I left.
We got a little sidetracked.
yeah, we did. We really.
We're just talking about albino rhino authorized birth control methods.
Yes, that's very important.
The Albino Rhino Sex Festival.
Wow, talk about a moneymaker.
I got to go buy some tags.
And this is what got Chad demonetized.
Oh no, things that got me demonetized. I've been demonetized 3 times, sir. 3 times now.
For what?
Are you monetized now?
Right now, I'm remonetized. Yes, I'm remonetized.
Not anymore.
No, but when I'm talking about demonetized, I'm not talking about them just taking it off of a video. I'm talking about them demonetizing the entire channel.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Well, one time it was the beeraholic that got me demonetized. He went out and he clicked every single fucking ad on every single video, and then sent them a message saying that I was spam clicking.
What?
I couldn't figure out what
right? You were sabotaged. What?
Yeah, he was angry with me. The other time was for them sending me a message saying, "Can you please stop swearing?" and me telling them to go fuck themselves.
You don't even swear that one.
I don't even swear as much as I used to. No, you're right. And the third time was because of the cantankerous cook and something he said in a video about things. Something we'll talk about what he said when we go offline.
Let's take this ship offline, motherfucker.
Soon, very soon, because we only have 2 viewers left.
Yeah, the swearing thing that reminds me of Spectre Sound Studios, like Glenn, the guy that's like the head of that. He got demonetized by YouTube for saying the F word too many times, and he had like a Patreon campaign. He goes, bring the F's back. F words back.
Wow.
He got like a shit ton of like Patreon donations to keep the F words channel.
Sweet.
Well, I mean, you look at stuff like Epic Mealtime, right? Like they duck quack out every swear word they do, and they swear a lot.
Yeah.
I thought we were progressing. Like, I thought that like censorship was on the way out.
I mean, for God's sakes, like if Trump could say all the stuff he could say on freaking TV as the president,
and grab her by the what? Yeah, true.
Fuck should just be in a dictionary already. You know, you could use it in so many different contexts, right?
it could be used as everything except for an adverb.
The whole dictionary should just be fucked.
Wow.
That is definitely like a Trailer Park Boys quote.
Yeah, right. It's got to be. Yeah, well, I'm sure it's somewhere in the Urban Dictionary. You know, I'm sure it is.
I was talking to a lady recently, and she's like, "Hey," and I said something about albino rhino. She's like, "Should I Google that?" Like, you probably shouldn't. Let's be honest. You probably shouldn't Google albino rhino. If you Google it, it's going to come up with something gross. I'm just the albino rhino. Okay, that's the way it is.
Yeah, you just find me on YouTube. Find me on the tube.
You know what I've been watching recently? A bunch of, which is a bunch of rappers, a bunch of rap guys watching, doing reaction videos to like heavy metal songs.
Oh yeah, they're awesome.
Some of them are. Yeah.
I have to look that up. That sounds interesting, though.
Yeah, and they listen to everything. They're not just rap guys, but for the longest time, people thought they were just rap guys. So then they've, I forget what.
Okay, so somebody find that link. I want to look at that.
Now remember, it's
in one of the chats.
Yeah. They it was Joe Crocker's I Get By with a Little Help from My Friends. Then they started doing more rock and heavy metal stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay, there's only 2 viewers left. I'm going to post the join link if you 2 viewers want to join. If you don't, that's perfectly fine. But if you want to join, here's the join link. Come and join us. We're going offline right now, which is when we start talking about more off-the-rails shit than we've already talked about, which tells you just how bad it gets. No, we haven't been that bad yet, but we're going offline right